So,
Oh,
okay.
Hi everyone. Welcome to AI by Design webinar. Hope you're having a good day and thank you for taking the time out of your lunch to join us. My name is Vicky and I'm the co-founder and CVO at AI by Design Solutions. Um, so my role here is about looking at everyday business challenges and asking the question, is there a better way for us to do this? Um, And I believe good systems should save time, reduce unnecessary work, and deliver better results. So I think you'll agree with me there. So the content creator we have today actually came from a problem I experienced myself. Um, I have another business, GV Elite Cleaning, and the problem I had was creating content on a daily basis and struggling to keep up with running the business and everything else that goes with it. So, I know how important it is to keep your business visible and maintain the engagement on social media. Um, but creating content takes so much time. And then you've got to learn new tools. So, when you're traditionally doing content, you have to plan your posts, write your captions, you got to edit, create images, manage different subscriptions and
No,
platforms.
you're
So you've got to check your brand, you've got to check your to make sure the content's perfect, and then you've got to schedule it and make sure it's on point. And it's very time consuming. So while trying to run your business as well. So I asked the question to the team and they said, and I said to them, why does content creator have to be so complicated? And Antonio, who is also doing marketing, showed me a lot of tools and tried to make my life easier, and I still couldn't do it. It's just too difficult. Um, as
yeah,
I'm time poor. Go
there's a
on.
lot of a lot of AI tools out there nowadays
Yeah,
that you've heard of that can do images, that can do caption, but it's still fragmented, right? And
that's right.
you've seen how people say, okay, you have to prompt it certain way, you have to be very descriptive, you have to be very elaborate in your prompt. So writing those long prompts, that's a lot of effort. Not to mention, if especially if you're still using the free tools, they have like selective amnesia. So
That's right.
you've gone with all the effort to create that elaborate prompt. It works the first time, works the second time, but the third time it forgets things, it deviates, it changes your logo, all the mess. And then there's still also the endless platform switching, right? You
Yes,
create your caption in ChatGPT, you might create your image in Gemini. You have to download stuff. You have to log into a social media platform. Make sure it's your business one, not your personal one. So a lot of that is a lot of effort. And even after all that, sometimes you still end up with something that is pretty generic, which is what we've been seeing a lot of this. Like if you've been in social media, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Facebook, those social media platforms are starting to flag this content as like AI generated. So like in
correct.
LinkedIn, if you see this sign CR, this is basically their way of flagging an AI content. If you see some on Facebook, they will be flagged as AI content as well. And it's not that we're shaming these businesses, right? We're just saying this is this is what businesses out there are trying to do with the AI tool. And they're doing their best, we know. The problem is we as a community, we're a very tough audience. Australia is a tough audience. Simply because something is flagged as AI, people might
Mm.
just dismiss it. Like I don't want to get anything AI, even though the information is actually valuable. Like even sometimes people take pictures of their food, which is their actual food. They cook it, but then because they polish it with AI and then it's flagged as an AI content, people just dismiss it, right? And that's what we are trying to avoid. And that's our requirement when we are building this tool. We want to make sure that whatever we produce is not flagged. And whatever we produce is not categorized as AI stuff that will be dismissed by people.
That's
So
right.
yeah, if
Yeah,
you
the
want to
other thing,
revisit them.
Sorry, go on.
If we want to revisit the whole thing, the whole problem, right? On one end, if you just give it a basic prompt, you'll get low quality content. On the other hand, if you put the effort to write all the elaborate prompts, you get high quality, but who has the time to do all that elaborate prompt, right? So what we're trying to do with the content creator is sit right here in the middle. We still want you to get the high quality output, but with low friction, with as less effort as possible. We want to make it easy for you. So that's the middle ground that we're aiming for. And that's where we try to make AI genuinely useful. Like we've been on and on about it. It's like, stop learning about it, start building with it. This is what we need. Because with the content creator tool, we are training the AI on your brand's visual and verbal cues. It can learn either from your website or your current social media content and the whole tone of voice. So every draft that you start begins from your context. It's not an empty page. It's already know about your business. The knowledge is there. You just have to give it a go. Like, what do you want to talk about this time? But all the background factor is already built into the tool. And some of you have been very generous in nominating your brand for us to play with in the session. So that's basically, you've experienced what would happen if you onboard with us. We do like a discovery session where we kind of sneak into your current website, your social media tool, and then we come up with a design proposal, which is basically a PDF document that we prepare with an AI-assisted designer to identify what kind of gaps are there in your social media content. And we get your feedback because at the end of the day, AI can do research, but you know the best what your business needs. That's why we go back and forth to get your feedback and approval. And when it's approved, it is then loaded up into the content creator. And this part, even though we're an AI company, we're not ashamed to say this is still very much human-led because the human craft stays in the loop. And I think that's what makes this tool so powerful. It's not just a random AI tool you dump in and then whatever it comes out. There's still some human curation aspect within it. So we're also looking to work with more human designers, copywriters, just to make sure whatever we produce with this tool is not AI slop. Like it should be intentional, just like our name, AI by design. And then in the content system itself, we're using what is called content pillars. So if you've worked with a digital marketing agency or a social media agency, this is a very common framework that is being used in the industry. What it basically means is every business will have its own unique angles that we can build into a repeatable brand system. Like this is a very basic example, right? For like say if you're an account, mostly your four content pillars could be, the first one could be probably talking about tax tips, maybe about some client success stories that you've handled, some policy updates, because that's what people always ask to our accountants, and probably a bit of a behind the scene stories about how your firm is run, the people behind it. And that's just an example for one industry. Every single industry will have their own different content pillars. Even if you're both accountant, if you have two clients that are accountants, this can evolve into something else as well. It doesn't have to be exactly the same because at the end of the day, two businesses will have its own uniqueness and that will be built into the content pillars. And the content pillars is basically what makes the whole brand system usable because every content pillars that came out from the business analysis will have a signature look and feel. And that signature look and feel is what we train the AI on. So every time it produces content from the tool, it will have that consistency. So there's no starting from scratch. So every time your post will be on brand and it leads back to a certain content pillars for consistency. And once you get into the tool, it's as simple as a 3-word prompt. Like I know out there people are saying you need to write elaborate prompts. In this case, you don't have to because we've done the hard work in the earlier phase. Now, when you go into the content creator tool, you only need as little as 3-word prompt. Of course, it would be better if you can give more context. And then you choose which pillar you want to use to talk about that topic. It will then incorporate the brand system and it will build your caption and visual all the way to scheduling. the way the system works right now, it works with a CRM system called Go High Level, which we absolutely love. That way you don't have to download stuff, upload stuff, log into your social media account, all the fuss. That's the part that we're taking out of the equation. And without further ado, I think the best way to show it is an actual live demo. We're going to be showcasing several brands. We'll try to fit in as much as possible, but let's see how it goes, okay? So, the first brand we want to showcase is Rhapsody Rooms. Rhapsody Rooms belongs to one of our friends in BNI Inner East, Marianna, right? So this is their current Instagram feed, which is awesome. I love it. Beautiful pictures, very diverse project. But what we see kind of missing is actually the more important part of the story. Because what Mariana does is not just about beautiful setups. There's a lot of technical expertise, know-how, decision making that actually comes into the work that she's doing, right? Like for example, like for this project, you might see it, oh, just a nice curtain, but behind it is actually a story about the fact that it's a technical challenge to have this angled ceiling, and most people will probably just skip not using a curtain because it's an angled ceiling, but Mariana does custom track to solve this problem, right? And that kind of story you don't really see because if you're only just scrolling, and that's how people behave on Instagram, you just scroll, see the visuals. If if it caught your interest, then you go to the caption. But otherwise, you don't have a space to tell the story if you're only just posting full bleed pictures, what we call here, right? So we developed a design proposal basically for Mariana. So this is what you will receive as a client when you do your brand setup with us. We basically develop 5 different layouts that can be used to tell more of the story. So like if it's a picture of this corner window, what is it about? Like the example I showed earlier. So it's not just the picture. You have a space to tell the story, or it's actually a custom angle track that is made for the angle, right? So there are different type of layouts. Like for example, this type of layout you can also use to showcase, let's say there's different color swatches that is available for this product, showcasing what your product can do. It is more like an interior designer style display. So it's using different textures, different colors, and because one of the product is also like blind, right? What would it look like if it's fully open, if it's filtered, if it's like fully protected? This also gives more opportunity for the business to showcase what the setup would look like in different conditions. Yeah. So after all that, after we gained the approval from Mariana, we basically build it into the system. This is what the content creator would look like. It is a web application that you go into your browser, you log in, and then you will arrive at this setup. Obviously, we've been having way too much fun playing around with the different project that Mariana has just to showcase that it works. I'm just going to do an example here to show you how it can work, right? So if we create a post, click here on the left tab, we've identified 2 most common flows people use when they're creating content. People either start with an idea, so it's a caption, text-based, or if it's an industry like Mariana's and Rhapsody Rooms, you most likely start with a photo, like you want to showcase. You want to show people a project or something. So that's the photo to polish flow. And after you choose that flow, the next thing to do is choose which social media you want to post on. This is still a demo, so we're linking it to our social media platform. Once we install Go High Level and we connect it to your social media accounts, all the social media accounts that is connected to the system will be displayed here, and we can just pick and choose. So for example, I'm doing the Instagram one. And then we continue. And then the next part is to upload the photo. I'm going to go back a bit to Marianna's Instagram. And I really like this project here because it's talking about a specific type of shutters. Right? I'm just going to copy this because I just want to retain that story. Okay. And then if I go back to the content creator, I've previously stolen that picture with a screenshot. So I'm just going to upload that from my folder. You can upload up to 3 pictures. So here you'll see the confirmation that that is the image I've chosen and uploaded. And then if we click next, there's a space to describe what the photo is about to help the AI understand, but usually you don't need to put it there. In this case, for the idea or key message, I'm just gonna put the caption that Marianna has put there so that we don't lose any context. And then the next thing is we click on the suggest angle. So suggest angles refer back to the content pillars that you can see on the right-hand panel here. And we've color-coded it. So if it's blue, it's referring to this angle. So if you choose this angle, you will get this kind of layout. So for this particular one, I think this one worth this kind of treatment. So I wanted to show the picture itself and then what is actually being done about it technically in a way. So that's the green one. So I'm going to choose the green one. And then you just click next. And it will usually ask what's the dimension you want to use, whether it's a square or a portrait one. We always recommend to go portrait just because there's more real estate to play with. But if you want to choose the square layout, that's also fine. It's more of a personal preference. And then we just click this magic polish and generate caption. So this is a notification on the credits that is going to be used. So because the system works on a credit-based system, every single generation will cost it. And if I click there, it's going to go ahead and do the process. And this is where I usually walk away and get my coffee while I wait for the whole thing to load.
Do we want to explain here a bit about what it's doing and what it means by the running a quality check?
Yeah, well, basically it's working just like you're working with a designer, right? Like you create the brief, the designer will have to do the composition and create the visual. It will apply your blend elements as well. And we also put in place what we call guardrails. So, if you've been trying to generate images with AI tools, they can behave quite erratically. Like they can hallucinate your logo, they can give you 3 arms, those kind of things. We just wanted to avoid that, so we put in place a guardrail to just make sure that it will get what we want out of it. So it's done its job here. So this is the before photos, this is the input, and this is the one that is ready to post. So you can see it put in the logo there. And it put in some kind of a technical drawing to explain it, right? Of course, this will need further refinement because like only Marianna knows whether this is the right mechanism to showcase or not, but that's not an issue that can be edited as well. It came out with the whole caption as well. So it talks about how the split tilt system works. And it put in also a call to action, which is a best practice in social media. Like you should end your caption with a call to action. Like what do you want your reader to do, or what you want your audience to do after they're reading your post, right? So that we can edit, we can do some more regeneration if needed, but every regeneration will cost an extra credit, right? Once we're happy with the images and the caption, oh, hang on, I might need to demonstrate. Let's say there's something you don't like about the caption, right? It's as easy as just tapping here. Let's say we want to say the mood of an intimate room in the house, for example, we want to add that. So it's just going to go away and save that. And basically, your job is done. It's going to do automatic save, and it will be implemented when you post. And once you're ready to post, there's an option here either to publish it now. It says publish to Instagram now because that's the social media account that we chose. But if we chose something else, it will show here as well. Or because I want to show you our favorite way of doing this. Oh, if I click this, it will come up with post publish, right? But if we want to do a scheduling calendar, this is actually our favorite way to do scheduling, because it's as easy as a drag and drop. So you see here, these are the dates and these are the time slots during the day. Like for example, we want to post this one Saturday, like 1 p.m. We just do this. And it's scheduling to GHL, that's Go High Level, the CRM platform that I mentioned before. And there you go, it's done. It's ready to post. You don't have to download stuff. You don't have to upload stuff. You don't have to log in and log out and switch between your personal and business account. Yeah? Any questions that we need to answer in the meantime? While I
No,
get ready for
we've got something about sound. There's a sound loop. I'm not sure if that's actually working better now. Can someone just say if it's working better? We can hear it fine on our end.
It is working better. There was a bit of an echo.
Yeah, okay. So the next one I'm going to show is another brand we're pretty excited about, La Porchetta. I'm sure everyone has heard of La Porchetta. La Porchetta is a pretty unique case because they're pretty happy with the way their social media feed is looking. They have a certain signature look, like for example, the red checkered tablecloth, the whole family vibe, the close-up of the food. They're pretty happy with what they got, right? So they put us a challenge, like if I'm going to use your tool, how is it going to work? Like we mentioned, actually the tool can learn from your current social media or your website, and it can just reproduce what you've been doing so well. So these are some of the examples. Obviously, we've also had way too much fun with this. Oh, and if you notice, every single brand have its own brand lockup, we call it. So it's a specific background, a specific branded elements here. I think we can do this example as well. I know a restaurant is actually a very visual driven one as well. But let's say just for the sake of testing, we want to do caption to image. Like for example, choose the social media we wanted to post to. Then we continue with that. And let's say we want to do, I always stray to desserts, like Italian dessert special of the month. Let's say cannolis. Did I spell that correctly? Cannolis? Yeah, okay. So yeah, again, depending on the angle, based on their social media content, the system actually analyzes there are 3 different styles. The first one is more the delicious Italian dishes, which is more like a close-up of their dishes. Dining experience would have more people in the image. The promo would be more like the hard sell with a lot of caption on it. And there's another one we actually proposed to La Porchetta. It's because they have so much tradition built into their brand. There's this cool thing on social media that actually showcase, like juxtapose an old picture taken in, overlay it with the existing situation, right? The then and now style, we call it. But for this one, I would, because cannoli is such a yummy thing, we just do the delicious Italian dishes, I think. And then we go next. Again, I would go portrait. If the restaurant actually has a picture of the cannoli, they can actually drop it here and it can be used for the image. I'll show that a bit later. And this, yeah, generate images.
So just like it takes, for example, a couple of minutes to generate an image on ChatGPT, for example, it does take a minute or two to actually analyze the brand template, build your caption, and build the image. So usually in the same time that it would take to build an image on ChatGPT or Gemini, it's the same time here, but you get everything all in one hit.
Yep. Yeah, and it's
Still
always
quicker than doing it the traditional way, isn't it?
yeah, that's what I was about to say. It is a bit of a wait, but at least you can still multitask by doing something else. You can leave it for a bit and come back to it. Um, yeah, so we think it's still helpful. And there we go. Yeah, no leave the month. I would say that's a pretty good product. Like it's in terms of quality, texture, even for a food close-up, it's pretty good. And because we've already input it into the tool that it's a Porchetta Nidri, it's there in the caption as well. It's already automatically input that in the caption, right? So again, same way to do it. If we click a schedule a post, you can actually do this through this interface, right? But again, I tend to just showcase this, how easy it is, because it's just a drag and drop. Like how much easier can you get?
I guess it goes to show, same tool, different brand, and how it can do a very branded job.
Yeah, and it's done. It's being posted. The one I wanted to show you was here is this one. We previously generated this from their picture from their social media because they have a pretty specific look to their chocolate dessert, right? We don't want to generate something that is not looking like what the customer will actually get in the restaurant. So we generate this from this, and it basically puts everything, all the elements, the branding and everything perfectly there. Okay, so that's two brand. Believe we still have a bit more time. I'm gonna pass on to Vicky to showcase her brand.
Okay, just 1 second and I'll share my screen. Sorry, I'll just share my screen now. Can you see my screen?
No, Vicky hasn't come up yet.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is my content library. Do you see that now?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can,
Yes.
Vicky.
Yeah, we can.
All right, great. So this has helped me so much in my business, creating content. And I like to give people a lot of tips and tricks, which they find very useful because I get questions every day. So that's what I love about it. And I also have, me and the guys have created a mascot that I use on my social media page. So I'll just show you. So my mascot's called Sparky. And I'll just generate the content.
So
So
as you can see at the very top, Vicky flicked a little switch that says custom mascot. That's built into her brand template. So it
which is
enables
right there.
Sparky to be displayed on the actual content. She'll actually show you how that's done now.
So then I'll just put in, for example, image of kitchen. It'll tell me an angle. So I normally would probably go with So I've got different kind of angles. So I might go with this angle here. And then I'll just generate that. And whilst it's generating, it's very quick and it's so good. I do like 3 or 4 of these a week for GV Elite, and then I do also for AI by Design. So it just saves me so much time creating so much content. And yeah, people really notice it. So it's really good.
So what's the idea of the mascot, Vicky? Just so we can explain, what a mascot or an avatar is.
So with the mascot, like I got the idea from when I was creating my website, all the bubbles and the sparkles and things like that. And I thought for the cleaning, and I thought, yeah. And people used to call us cleaning angels when we used to come through a house, because we'd come through a house and clean. No one would see us, and when they'd get home, it was like nice and clean. They wouldn't, you wouldn't think someone had been there, because you never see them. So we were called cleaning angels. But then I thought, let's create that mascot. And we're working on making this mascot actually do videos as well. So we've started doing that. Yeah, and it's people love it. I've shown it to a lot of my clients, and even on my site, people are really impressed. Okay, so this
Yeah.
is the image that it's created. So that's my mascot. And it's got also the caption. It's more of like an infographic, which is quite good, with all the information. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, creating mascot is also part of the services that we can do. And it's
Yeah,
not just a static 2D mascot, it's actually video mascot as well, although it's not within the system because that still requires manual work. But we can build the mascot for you and then inject it to the system so that when you're creating contents like Vicky is doing now, there's this custom mascot button that you can enable to make sure your mascot is included in your post.
exactly. And if I wanted to schedule it, as you can see, I've already got content scheduled. I'll just drag and drop it, say for tomorrow, right here. And it's done. It's all my content scheduled, all done, which is great.
Yeah.
Isn't that the beauty? It's just drag and drop. It's nothing to log
Oh,
into and schedule. No copy and pasting copy and upload image and try and set the image for Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. It's just drag and drop and it's done for you.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
So
and
it's,
there's some sort of satisfaction to see your content all line up like that. Like I've
yeah,
done my
exactly.
my good
Ex-
deed for the week. Okay,
Exactly.
so that's Vicky's business showcase there because we also want to make sure it's user friendly enough if someone's not techie. I'm sorry, Vicky, don't take this the wrong way.
No,
Vicky
I
has
was
been
never, when it comes to content and things, I've never been techie in that department. So yes, you're right.
So yeah, okay, I'm gonna take over and share the screen to show more brands because we do have time. Um, this is actually another different one because previously everything is pretty much visual, right? There's food, there's interior design, but how does this work for, let's say, an accountant? Like SMARTA Accounting Solutions, and Alex Stewart is our accountant. We've proposed this design system to him. Um, Alex does a lot of blogs. So blogs are very useful, but you only count on people to go into your website to read the blog to get to your content, which is such a shame, right? Like this one, for example, Alex does this every month. It's about the deadlines you need to be mindful of during a certain month. Because if it only lives on his blog, it would be such a shame because you might read it once and then you don't remember. but if you can present it in a visual way like this and put it on your social media, people can bookmark it. And when people bookmark your social media, the algorithm loves it. So the algorithm will show your content to more people, even to people who are not your followers, right? You get more exposure and you produce useful content as well. So yeah, we developed this type of system for an accountant based on the brand color and look and feel and the type of topics that is relevant. We've even done this. So if we're doing more like a person type of, you don't have to do photo shoots. Like this is, I just stole Alex's picture from this website and create a pillar that is based on his likeness. So for pillars with likeness, there is this indicator, a VIP person. Like I've uploaded pictures of him, and then every single time the system generates content for that pillar, it will be guaranteed to look like that person. So not hallucinate and create somebody else in the picture, because this is the credibility piece, right? Yeah, so that's, I will not go through generation for one by one. I'm just going to showcase the different cases that we're using as well. If I can go to this one. This is another person-based one. This is Tim from WinMoreClients, which is who also happens to be the president of my BNI chapter. So because Tim works in CRM and his logo has this gear shape within the brand lock, we kind of try to bring that gear shape into the whole design. Here, again, I stole your picture from the website, Tim. But yeah, you don't have to do any photo shoots. You get different type of contents. For his case, we did 2 different pillars that is VIP person based.
It's a very professional look.
Yeah, and it's
considering.
also part of, you can treat it almost like an infographics because it can get pretty detailed with the writing, and you can see there's no gibberish language or typos that usually happens when you do AI image generation. So yeah, that's the part we're very happy about, the way we do things. And probably last but not least, before we end this, I want to showcase another favorite client. If I can just log out of here.
This is a
This is
good
basically,
example. This is a good example. Tanya's going to log out and log in to a completely different system. Same link, same URL, and the brand just changes by itself. It's all pre-programmed in the brand system setup.
this is the Candy Buffet. They do amazing dessert table layouts, hampers, birthday setups, and we think, again, this is a bit like Rhapsody Room's case, right? It's not just about the pretty pictures. It should show the whole planning aspects of it. Like, for example, this one. Instead of just a single picture, you can turn it to almost like half picture, half infographics, because it can then put in, oh, this is a reason why we choose certain flowers or certain type of sweets, certain types of texture. So it goes to give you a bit more strategic content to showcase behind it, right? For this particular business, we have several types of pillars. The behind the buffet is more like the behind the scene of the staff. Brand Deliciously is more to showcase the brand partners if they're doing corporate stuff. Celebration Style is more like personal events. This is the infographic style, Know Your Sweet Experience, the one that we've been showcasing. Another style to do to show expertise is the Experience Edit. And if you just want a full-on picture of the display, there's also this style as well that can be used. I probably want to do an experiment, not really an experiment, but basically, again, this is mostly images, right? So start with photo to polish. I'm going to take, like, for this image from their website, for example, it's a launch event of a brand. I want to showcase how it will do the image generation. So if I drop that picture, I've done a screenshot of that picture earlier. It will upload it. Again, if you go next, I would say this is Veralex launch event. Let's say. And then if you go suggest angles, I would most likely choose this one because I want the Veralex logo to really be highlighted. So that's the green one, that's branded viciously. And if we go next, again, portrait, polish and generate caption.
We've tried really hard to try and make it color coded, easy to follow. The other advantage of this tool is that you probably don't realize is it wraps into a mobile app too. So if you've got a photo you want to take like a before and after, you can actually run this on your mobile phone. When you go, it automatically picks up that it's on a mobile phone. It says grab a picture from library or connect to the camera, and you can just take a snap there and then on the spot, and then schedule it exactly the same way. So yeah, we want to try and make posting to social media a lot easier with the content creator.
Yep.
I actually love that feature because I use it all the time.
Yeah, I guess it's a personal preference. For me, doing that kind of thing on a phone might be too fiddly, but we try to make the interface as user friendly as possible, even though you're working probably from a smaller phone or a larger phone. Yeah, would love to get you try using that from a phone and give us your feedback as well, because that's the best way to test, I think, getting the user feedback. There you go. See how it automatically grabs the logo that is featured, and then it came up with a bit like a color palette thing and the logo of the brand itself. Okay, I think that's the brand we want to showcase. Trev, do you want to take us through the whole last but not least thing, which is the pricing?
Yeah, sure, not a problem. So yeah, as Tanya said, last but not least, the pricing is the last thing I guess everyone wants to know about. Everyone wants to know, what's the price and what's the cost. So I'm just bringing up the pricing myself, the details. So from what we've got, this is where the content creator was a full-on 3-month project. In the scheme of AI development, it's a pretty big project. Content Creator was designed for you to take control back, so you don't need a social media manager, a graphic designer, or a digital marketing agency. It also means you don't have to worry about catching up with agencies to approve content or reply to emails and confirm content. There's no need to bounce between Canva and ChatGPT for images, Claude or Claude to write copy, and then the daunting task of posting individually onto each social media platform. You get to do it all yourself at a time that you feel you're ready to, and it's all in one platform. As you saw with Vicky, we are looking to add mascots and avatars when creating posts. We're also working on animating these avatars and mascots. So there is a way to create. There's actually an area in the system ready to create a video. Right now, it's just to upload a video. But what you'll find is if you want us to generate a video for you, we can upload that video to the content creator, and then you can post it exactly the same way as you would post an image or a copy. Now, in regards to pricing, we have a tiered pricing structure. You can see our pricing page on the screen right now. Pricing starts from $4.99 a month for 30 images that need to be generated. An image generation is simple. Every generation is counted as an image credit. If you want to do a precise edit or a regeneration, these are also counted as a credit. The Go High Level integration, which is all the scheduling work, that is actually extra. That is $199. But for $199, we give you the full application access, meaning full CRM, email, SMS marketing, AI tools, live chat on your website, and the voice conversation agents. If you don't know what any of this is, don't worry, we can help you there too. And we've also got other partners that we can give assistance as well. Now, there is one more thing we need to mention, and it's only a today special. For anyone who signs up for the content creator today, we'll throw in the in-app theme for free. The in-app theme is the logo, the colors, the branding of inside the application. That's usually available only on the professional package for $9.99. We'll throw that in for free for the time you use it. You saw that as we went through the demo, every business had its own content creator, had its own logo and their own colors. We're also going to be going to give a referral discount, $50 for any member or any person who wants to refer someone. So that's $50 a month off for the life of the referral. If you do 5, it's $250 off. If you do 10, you do the math. It's pretty much free content creator. And no, we will not pay the $1 difference, just if anyone asks. That's it for me. Vicky, I'll hand over to you, and I think we'll wrap it up.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I want to just thank everyone for being part of our webinar, and we really appreciate you taking the time to join us. And we hope you love how much easier creating consistent content for your business can be. So if you decide to sign up today, like Trev said, we're including the in-app theme feature as an additional at no additional cost. And that's normally with the Pro package. And we also want to reward you for sharing the content creator with other business owners by giving you $50 off the price. Conditions do apply, but so if you're ready to spend less time creating content and more time running your business, we'd love to have you on board. Thanks again for joining us, and welcome to a simpler way of creating content. Thanks, everyone.
I think the other thing too is anyone who is interested, maybe respond to the webinar link that we sent you and just say, I want my branding. And that gives us, we'll reach out and start it up for you, start the process for you. Thank you, everyone, for attending. We much appreciate you being here.
Thanks,
Guys.
everyone.